OMG says, boys, goes in between us. We're back. It's me and Nayrman. We haven't done this in a while. How you doing?
It's not a bad game this time.
It's not a terrible game. Explosions, Michael Bay. It's been 5 seconds and there are already Michael Bay in this game. There's at least one Michael Bay in this game, possibly more. There he is. Glorious. Gaze upon him and marvel.
No,
So
this
it's
isn't
not a bad
Marvel, this
game.
is Transformers.
Sorry, my bad. That's Archie Comics, right?
Huh? I don't know.
Is that Archie Comics? I don't know. Who does the comics for Transformers?
I'd have to look it up, but whatever.
A thing, people, stuff.
Yeah. Not Marvel.
Not Marvel, exactly. Not Marvel, not DC. Got that. Oh boy, it's Transformers Devastation. It's made by Platinum. They make good games.
Platinum seems to make everything these days.
They do, and it's kind of nuts because they did this, they did Korra, so they've been doing a lot of gaming cartoon games lately, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I think they're also doing a Ninja Turtles game.
We can only hope. Oh, one of these days. Fuck you up.
Shut up, Starscream.
Shut up, Starscream. Nobody likes you. Alright, so let's talk about this. Let's talk about Transformers. Are you a big fan of Transformers?
I'm a 90s kid.
You're a nice kid, but you watched Transformers. They had Transformers in the 90s.
Yeah, but not OG Transformers, and I was never a big Transformers kind of guy. I think by the time I was old enough to really remember them, they were kind of in like this jungle-ish Transformer things from what I remember.
Was that Beast Wars?
I think it was Beast Wars, yeah.
Yeah, I was an 80s kid. I'm old again. I've been saying this a lot lately. But yeah, I saw Transformers when I was in the 80s. I was a kid. I was like 8 or 9, and yeah, I was a huge Gen 1er. Fucking love Transformers. I went and saw the movie the original Transformers movie when it came out in the cinemas. Love the shit out of that. That's probably my biggest problem in this game, is that this game does not have Hot Rod in it.
Was your favorite?
Oh, he was the shit when I was a kid. Holy crap, he was the coolest thing I'd ever seen in my entire life.
I am nowhere near as knowledgeable of these as you, so I only know the main characters.
I'm not that knowledgeable. Like I said, I loved them when I was a kid, and then when I became a teenager, I kind of quickly grew out of them, and I never really got that love back for Transformers. I thought, for a very long time, I thought the movie after I grew up was kind of goofy and silly and like it. And it's only been in the last few years when I've seen little snippets of it, I'm like, wow, this movie is actually really well animated if you actually sit down and watch it.
Yeah. But the TV show itself had terrible animation.
Oh no, that was fuck awful. No, you don't want to watch that. It's more than meets the eye. Roll credits.
Tagline.
So this is a Platinum game. It is a action spectacle kind of game. It's basically what you expect. It's everything Metal Gear Rising and whatnot, Devil May Cry-ish that you've seen before, that you know and love. So get ready for a lot of punching and kicking things in a stylized fashion. Actually, what I will say is that it probably, out of more than any other game, this one actually plays almost identically to Bayonetta.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it basically, I mean, as I said, they're all action spectacle games. This is the tutorial section, by the way. So this is just how to play the game and wreck robots and shit. But probably the thing that makes it very similar to Bayonetta that you'll see when I figure out how to fucking press the button in time is that it has the same dodge mechanic. So if you dodge an attack at the last possible second, time will slow down for a moment.
Well, I mean, I guess in Bayonetta I can understand because she's a witch, but how does that work for a Transformer?
Science!
They're from space.
Exactly! Space! That's really the only reason. There's no other reason beyond that. It's just that's the two mechanics of this game. First one is that when you dodge at the right time, time will slow down. The second one is that you'll see, we're seeing it a few times here, right now, if you pressed R1 at the right time, you get to a really kind of weird looking vehicle attack where you just transform into a car and then run into them.
I never got why they transformed into vehicles. It's you're clearly better as the humanoid robot.
But because they're in disguise, they need to blend in amongst the humans.
They're not doing a good job.
Okay, if you want to talk about things that I don't get about the original series, let's talk about the fact that, these guys that we're looking at right now are jets, but every Decepticon can fly without being a jet.
How does that work?
Think about that. Think about. Well, that's my point. Is that Megatron can fly? He just you'll see it later on. He just jumps in the air and flies off. He's a fucking gun. Guns can't do that. But these guys will disguise themselves as jets for whatever reason.
What kind of disguise is a giant gun anyway?
Well, he doesn't do this game. Well, in the original series, he would turn to a gun and he would do this weird kind of morph thing where he would shrink at the same time to become large enough that Starscream could fire him.
That's not how it works.
That's not how guns work. That's not how science works. Fuck your plane!
Conservation of mass, damn it.
That's right. An object cannot gain or lose mass. That's the rule of physics. Yeah, he would shrink down to a gun, and Starscream could shoot him because even though like Megatron hated Starscream and didn't trust him for a moment, apparently he trusted him enough to fire him as a gun. So, but in this game he transforms into a tank, so which has kind of been like the new canon for him for a while, I guess.
What, are guns too violent now?
Well, I don't know. I think this was more the fact that they didn't want to go down that road of having him shrink, and especially when there's no one around to fire. Like, what does Megatron do when there's no one around to fire him?
Just sits there.
He's just a gun on the ground going, little help. Oh boy. So this game, I mean, so like I said, not really a huge Transformers fan. I don't mind them. Are we going to talk about Michael Bay?
This has nothing to do with Michael Bay, so I'd rather not.
Well, it kind of does. It has like the same voice for Optimus Prime.
Well, to be fair, the movie got the original voice of Optimus Prime, so it's not really something the movie did, it's just his voice.
Yeah, true. Apparently it's not the original voice of Starscream. Apparently, like, the voice actor for Starscream has changed like 3 times. So...
Well, it's it's terribly hard to sound like a whiny bitch.
You have to find the right kind of whiny bitch. He's our whiny bitch!
Eh.
So, yeah. I mean, I do really like the look of this game, in the terms of like just being very colorful and having like this, you know, very broad kind of palette. But that said, it feels a lot, and this is probably not a good thing, it does feel a lot like Legend of Korra.
That's not a good thing, because the Legend of Korra game wasn't terribly good.
It wasn't terribly, I don't know, I didn't think it was terribly bad either, though.
It was tolerable.
It was terrible, airbending was broken.
Yeah.
Airbending was just straight up fucking broken, which is why I got it last.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't hate the Korra game, it was just a lot of wasted opportunity.
Yeah, and this feels very similar in the sense that it's very bare bones, which is something you'll see, like, it won't take you long to realize at all, because what you've seen right now is basically everything in the game has to offer. Basically, it's just go through gates, like, unlock these gates like the one we're seeing here.
Punch things.
Punch things and have driving sections, and that's it. And I think later on, probably in like the 3rd episode or so, it'll like really mix things up and we'll have a turret sequence.
Oh joy.
That's right, it's 2008 again. How do you feel?
2008 was 8 years ago at this point. Ugh.
I know, but that was like when every game had like a turret sequence in it.
Yeah, but it doesn't feel like that long ago.
Does that mean that you're getting older? Because like as you get older, like when you're a kid, like a year ago was like fucking forever ago.
Yeah, that's basically what I heard is what happens.
There you go. Confirmation. Nayrman's getting old.
You're still older.
That's true. But that's the beautiful thing about age. It catches up with everyone.
Eventually.
Eventually.
I used to be with it. Then they changed
right.
what it is.
It was. And now what's new seems cold and scary.
It'll happen to you.
To you. That's like your favorite line from The Simpsons.
Well, it's just so poignant.
It is, and it's I don't know if it's very true. I mean, if we're going to talk about me being old, like for one, I don't really feel very old, but two, it's like less of the fact that like I don't listen to pop music or anything anymore. But the thing is, I never did to start with. I didn't listen, like the only time I ever listened to pop music was like when I was like 15.
I have 2 sisters, so I kind of had to a little bit, but I didn't either. But I at least knew what songs Weird Al was parodying. Nowadays, I don't even know what songs Weird Al is parodying.
You have to look it up so you can actually get the joke.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright, so getting back to the game, fucking Devastator. He was really cool when I was a kid. I fucking love this guy.
How expensive was he?
Oh, he was super expensive because he had to buy all the different toys to get him to join together.
Yeah. That's how they get you.
That's how they get you, yeah. You had to buy all the toys to join together to make Devastator, which is why I never got one when I was a kid.
At least in Power Rangers, you were just given the Megazord as a figure.
Oh, okay, who would win in a fight between the Megazord and Devastator?
Well, my vote's the Megazord, but I'm a 90s kid, so...
The problem I have with this scene right here is that, like, if you look at the individual components of the cars that make up Devastator, they're way bigger than, like, what a car should be.
In disguise, my ass.
Science, bitches!
It's not how it works.
Oh, and you also have this ultimate attack here. That, like when you it's basically a devil trigger. That when the L1 bar fills up, woof on it, you get like a really big attack for each character. But yeah, one thing I will say as well is that like normally on my channel when I do videos, I will if I die, I'll usually do like the super speed up time thing you saw in previous videos of like aliens, like Colonial Marines, things like that, where I sped up time for deaths. In this game, I'm just skipping deaths because death comes fucking fast and often in this game. It is not forgiving with the difficulty at all.
Well, that's platinum for you.
Do you think so? I didn't really think that like Metal Gear Rising was particularly hard. At least if you, like on normal difficulty, if you go up to like high difficulties, it gets crazy hard. But I didn't think like that. Legend of Korra got really hard like the last acts, but like the first three before that, I didn't think were too bad.
Why are we Bumblebee?
I love how I'm talking about like difficulty in games and like scaling and things like that, and you're like, why are we Bumblebee?
I don't like Bumblebee.
Nobody likes Bumblebee.
It's like
I didn't understand that like when Michael Bay first did the first Transformers movie, and he's like, oh, you know, he's gonna like Bumblebee's gonna be a Chimera now. He's not gonna be a VW bug instead, and people got real mad about that. I'm like, why? That's trading up. That's a good thing.
Yeah, could you imagine Shia LaBeouf driving around in an old VW for the movie?
Which was actually that was the joke in the movie if you remember that.
Well, yeah.
Because Michael Bay enjoys pissing on people's dreams.
Pretty much.
That's another thing. There is range combat in this game, but I found it to be like largely pointless because the ammo ammo runs out really fast. So after a while, I just stopped using it.
It's also basic
also, like,
shooting, so it's just point.
Well, no, I mean, the guns in this game do a lot of damage actually, which is kind of different to a lot of Platinum games. But like, just ammo is hard to find, and if you're playing someone like Wheeljack, who comes up later on, he has a flamethrower, which is really close range. So after a while, I just stopped using it altogether.
And the flamethrower always sucks.
Yeah, that's never a good flamethrower in games.
The one in Last of Us was okay.
There's a flamethrower in Last of Us?
Yeah.
Jesus, I never found that.
It's like the last weapon you get.
I still don't remember getting that. I'm not saying it's not there. I'm just saying I don't recall getting it.
It was effective whenever there were large groups because you could just light them all on fire and they'd go crazy.
Okay. I'm dodging lasers!
Quit firing on me.
Stop doing that, it hurts! But yeah, I mean, look, this game, it definitely is fun, don't get me wrong, but like, I played it for about an hour and a half last night, and I think I'm about halfway through it, so I don't think it's I've heard it's not very long, I've heard it's about 5 hours. So yeah, we're gonna like churn and burn through this game pretty fast.
Well, better than Colonial Marines, where it just took forever.
Are we gonna keep going back to that?
Yep.
Have you forgiven me for making you sit through that yet?
Nope.
It's been months, come on!
I will continue to hold it over your head.
Ow. Ow. Yeah, it's... Colonial Marines. If you guys have seen a Colonial Marines playthrough, you would know why he hates me for that.
We obtained mystery object. What's it do? It's a mystery.
Exactly. I have no idea what it does. I didn't look it up. It's done. It's there. Stuff happened.
What do you mean, what's the meaning of this? He's the evil guy.
That's what I was going to say. I'm evil!
He's part of a group called the Decepticons. What do you think they're going to do?
His name is Megatron. Does that sound like a good guy to you?
You have no idea what you're really up against, do you?
Actually, I'll tell you a really fun fact if you didn't know this before, is that when the Transformers were first created, they were part of two separate toy lines. They were not actually related.
Yeah, and then the cartoon, basically to sell them, just pitted them against each other.
Yeah, exactly, which is why one of them are all cars and vehicles like that, and the rest of them are all guns and like jets and shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Shall we say?
All right, we're going to save that for episode 2 because we're all done here. We'll see you guys very soon.